recognizable numbers trying to get on your line and stuff like that. And so I don't know.
That's nice. Very cool. It was smooth. All right, we're joined this hour by Joe Calderon, a phenomenal musician, and I'm gonna let you show you. I'm gonna let them show you just how phenomenal. Joe, please take it away.
Oh, want me to play? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Good
idea.
Something like that. It's a short one. Is it working?
It worked perfect. That was
Okay.
you exceeded my wildest dreams. Thank you for joining us this hour.
Oh,
So how long have you been playing music?
oh my gosh. Let's see who was president back then. Probably over 40 years, close to 40 years. I'm an old fart, so it's been around for a while.
Yeah. So I've heard legends from the emerging from say the Hillside Village of the days
Hillside Village days. Oh my God.
of the days of you playing. What was the first song you learned?
Oh,
first
that's
song you
easy.
practiced?
That's easy. See, this is one little finger here. That was Louie Louie. Yeah, I'll even play it for you. Look at it.
Yeah.
Oops, I don't even know it. I think that's it.
And
I drove my sisters crazy because I think they must have heard that little riff a million times till I got it. But I was self-taught, so that was good, you know.
Yeah. That's a story I've heard several times.
Hillside Village. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Joe, you've played music actually, like, all over the world. Your music is taking all over the world. You've been in many different countries. Can you tell our audience a little bit about some of your travels and how?
Well, I've been fortunate to hook up with some good tours, musicians, and some not so good. They're all fun. From Latin music to funk to rock. I think the advantage of growing up in Hillside Village. There you go, Hillside Village, is it's like a cauldron of just a bunch of talent in that whole neighborhood. There was a lot of really good guitar players that came out of that whole neighborhood. A lot of good musicians too. I mean, like on any given day or weekend, you would see a guy rolling an amplifier down the street, going to some other guy's house to go and rehearse or jam. You know, and I was one of those guys too, rolling my amp up the hill. You know, but it was, you'd always hear music, and it was really growing up and back in that time, the 70s. What was that? Yeah, 70s. Mid 70s and stuff. There was some good music going on then. but I forget what you asked the question. What question you asked?
It's kind of like scrolling down,
You know.
scrolling down memory lane. Yeah.
No, yeah. You're gonna have to stop me because I have a tendency of just taking off with the story. But,
Well, that's what everyone's tuning in for. They want to hear stories. Tell us the story of the time
Oh,
you were casted to a Bud Light commercial.
oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. It was got a call for a Bud Light commercial, and we went. I went in with some other guys too, and we were all laughing because when we got there, we go, well, what do we have? So we get there and you have all these like the professional actors and these beautiful people with their portfolios, their photos, their headshots, and then they get to us and they go, well, what do you have? And we go, we don't have anything. And so they pull out one of those Instamatic cameras and they took a picture of each one of us. They go, now you have something. Okay, great. So we're not taking this really serious. So we get in there and the guy goes, okay, well, play some music. And it was three of us. It was another guitar player. And so we just started playing around. I'm playing some songs. And then when he goes, okay, and they filmed us and did the whole casting bit. And we walked out laughing because, they would go, we're never going to get this. I mean, they're professional people there. Well, the union calls and they go, hey man, you got a call back. We go, what? A call back? I go, what's that? They go, well, you got called back for the commercial. And we go, oh shit, okay. We went back and we're still laughing. We go, well, I don't know what they think, what we can do, but I guess we went back and we did it. We had us sing again and perform. And then we left there again saying, okay, man, this has got to be a joke, man. I don't know, maybe they're just running out of people. So we leave, and then we're not even thinking twice about it again. I don't even think we said, hey, man, I hope I get it or anything like that. And get another phone call, and then they said, okay, and then you got the commercial. I go, really? And then after that, an agent calls me. They go, okay, now you have an agent. I go, oh, now we have an agent too. I go, okay, well, that's great. So I mean, this is on YouTube, right? I never done acting before. So we're the principal characters in the Bud Light commercial.
Yeah.
And we're going, oh, this is so, live. Well, we get there and they have us like play a backing track, some banda tune or something. It was like, okay. So I guess it's just kind of like they were just looking for what we looked like, that kind of character. And so the commercial came out, but the commercial was great. I mean, it was look, we were hooked up with that for a good time, and that led to a couple more commercials. And then I tried to act a little bit and I flopped there, so forget it. No, I'm not cut out for that.
Yeah. But you have this great video from the times where before your acting career kind of didn't take off. I remember seeing a video of you like walking around. It was almost like a Michael Jackson Beat It video. You were like, this kind of central character, kind of like.
Oh yeah, like I said, we were principal characters, so that was really cool. I learned what that meant at that time. Yeah. It just the funny part though was it was of course it's a beer commercial, right? So
yeah.
So they go, hey man, okay, well, we're gonna the dancers, you're gonna stop playing, then you stop and you take a drink of a beer.
Right.
So man, this is gonna be easy. I've done this a million times, right? So we stopped playing, and then all of a sudden go and grab a beer, and then we started pretending we're drinking it. And then the director would say, no, cut. No, you got to make it look more realistic. We go, well, that's the way, we drink the beer. And then we did that a few times. And then he goes, no, it's something was missing. So I go, well, just open the beer and let us really drink it. And that was the worst thing I could have asked for, because the beer was warm. Okay. It was still stale, that brand of beer, warm was not good.
So it was warm. It was, it was actual Bud Light.
We took the swig of that stuff, and then that was the take.
So it was warm Bud Light.
Yeah. Well, I don't even like cold Bud Light, but man, yeah.
And then you have to look pleased about drinking warm Bud Light. You have to look like you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. It was for the soccer. What was it? Gosh, I lost for words. You know how we have the Super Bowl? Well, then they have soccer games.
World Cup.
World Cup. Yeah, gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was for the World Cup, and so like I think Telemundo or one of those land stations.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was a fun take on that.
Yeah. So after swigging all this warm Bud Light and discovering you're not, destined to be a great actor.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, no, it's a skill. It's a craft. And
hey, my agent didn't think I was that because she sent me on a few calls, and well.
I mean, people believe in you. But this was not your only run-in. This was not your only stint in film and television. You were later in a band, Lava and the Hot Rocks. Tell us about that experience.
Okay, I'll tell you that one. But before the Bud Light commercial, I just remembered now. I did a HBO commercial. It was we spent like all day, and they had us running up on stage. It was the hair band days, and everybody rock and roll, and we're running up. The stage is full of smoke, and it was that commercial, and. I actually did. We spent like 8 hours there, and we said, "Great, you're gonna get some good shots of us." All it was like 2-second shot of the back of our heads running up on stage. I go, "That's me. That's me." They go, "Yeah, right. No, that's me."
Yeah.
That was my first take with the TV stuff. Yeah. And then after that,
how long was your hair at the time?
Oh, it was the hair days, Dan. When we all looked like alcoholic housewives. Yeah, long hair, and you can't figure out who the girl is in the band. Yeah. But Lava and the Hot Rocks, that was a cool show. That was a good TV show.
So before we get into Lava and the Hot Rocks, can you play us another song?
I can try. Let's see. Let me see what I can think of right now. No, I'm just gonna play anything, I guess. The last one I just played, this one. I think it was. Okay. Well, let's see what I can do here. I'm gonna go. I'll play a little jazz thing. Hey,
Hey, all right.
it's excellent.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I finally got a gig on a Saturday night after all these things going on. It's
Have you been doing a lot of Zoom gigs?
going on with this whole pandemic going on. You know, right now I'd be at a gig anyways, a Saturday night, right? So I'd be playing. So I think I lost track of time. I think it is Saturday night. Yeah. You there?
Yeah. I'm here. I'm here. We got, like everyone's using the
Oh,
internet,
okay.
so we're like experiencing these visual traffic jams. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's been particularly. It must have been.
Yeah.
What's it's been like to like all of a sudden everything's gone.
Yeah, but for everybody, man. A lot of artists and a lot of just people in general. But we got to stay sane, man. We got to stay sane. We got to keep active, man. So let's get back to the crazy stories, man. I'm starting to wake up now.
Depressing, man. You got me thinking about my own life now. No.
It's 10 o'clock, man. 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Come on. All right.
Lava in the Hot Rocks.
Oh, Lava in the Hot Rocks.
Yeah.
That was the fun band. It was a twist on like, I don't know, what would you say? I called it like funky Latin Chicano music. I guess you can use the word Chicano because they like using it. And it was a fun group. It was a lot of great musicians went through that band too when I was playing with it, and then with that band we ended up on a TV show. We were the house band on one of the Latin stations. I think it was Telemundo. Yes, yeah. It was with Maria Conchita Alonso. Maria Conchita. It was a blast. She was a funny lady. I don't know. Well, I don't know why it ended, but it's just politics, whatever.
Yeah. Well, in doing in doing the research for this show, trying to remember things. I checked out some of the old videos. Some of the old videos you can still find them on YouTube, but it was Maria's show, and she was a star of the show, and that's right and proper. But she was a little bit of a camera hog, so you kind of like passed. The camera just kind of passes you over there, but.
That's the way it is with all those bands. When you really think about it, they occasionally will kind of focus in on one of the. Well, they've always focused in on. They always on because he was always he had a microphone. I mean, he had a mic attached to him, so he had a conversation going on with her. So they're doing that whole talk back. Yeah. And then a couple times they actually let the show shine. I mean, the group shine, and then I don't know. A lot of those TV shows, they can tweet between the shots. Sometimes they go cut to a commercial and they'll let the band play. And then if sometimes and then when they come back, you have to pretend you're still playing.
So it's kind of this interview has kind of become like a behind the music type deal here. And so like I'm very interested in this idea that like, okay, so you're playing, right, and you're just playing your chords, you're doing what you're doing, but there's a camera, and at any minute it could come onto you. So are you like trying to like get your best angle on a certain thing? Are you like getting like the most passionate face? Are you like because it could happen any moment, you don't know.
No, the camera's coming at you. You have to duck so you don't get hit. No, I don't know. You just performing and you see the camera angle coming at you. You kind of just, as long as you don't get too cheesy, I guess it works. And you just play. I know there was one where we were doing one of Maria's songs, and there was a guitar solo that came in, and I was going on solo, And then she came up to me and, did the whole rock and roll thing where
Oh yeah.
they started leaning on you and stuff like that. So of course I went with the whole thing
Yeah,
there. It was cool. And I think that's on you.
So she was like Robert Plant, and you were like Jimmy Page.
No, more Janis Joplin. There we go.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. It was just like that, It was fun. That was a fun thing. That was almost like a day job. You go there in the morning every day, and you shoot, and then you go and do night gigs. So that was fun. Yeah. Maria, wow, that's man. You're digging deep, dude. You're finding.
I mean, like,
let's see what else you find in the dark caves there, huh?
Yeah. So one time, you went to go do a jam with this new musician that you're very, you collaborate with a lot of different musicians, who are also on the scene, doing on the circuit, doing things, and every now and again, you end up collaborating with people who have had some type of commercial success, of a different, at a different level, right? And so I remember the story you told about going to meet with a drummer, and he had a giant house. Can you tell us about this drummer with the giant house?
Drummer.
He played in a rock kind of a funky rock band in the 1990s that had a number of huge hits, multi-million selling albums.
Oh. I went to his house. Man, I don't remember that story. And then what happened?
Well, his first name, his name rhymes with Fad.
I didn't go to his house. I ended up. Okay.
Fad Sis.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. He's in a band with that's kind of has some chili jalapeno peppers or something like that, right?
Like that.
No, that was I got to do a show with him, and it was through a friend of mine, Ed Roth, keyboard player. That's her name, if you remember. Ed Roth, and he called me, and I think he was promoting his new record that he was coming out with, and we had a show at the was it the Universal, yeah, and I think it's Universal, yeah, and well, Chad Smith was the drummer, and of course, Red Hot Chili Peppers, that Chad Smith.
That Chad Smith.
and so,
Chad Smith.
So I got to meet and play with him, and we did the show and stuff. And man, I mean, that guy's sweetheart of a guy, and well, the whole band was cool. It was Les King on bass, another great guy. Gord Chaz, and then Ed, another great keyboard player. So I was really lucky to get into that slot with him on that show. And I think my nickname on that was what did they got? Everybody else has a nickname for everyone. So, and I seem to look at my closet and all my clothes are. So they're doing this show, and they were all dressed, cool, and I show up, and I'm in black, and so it became like the Johnny Cash of jazz. But I tell people, I just, why you always wear black, man? I just then I have to go into this explain to them. Well, I have a color deficiency. I don't see other colors too well. So black is the easiest. I got my summer black, my fall black, winter black, and if I want to really get crazy colors, I'll wear maybe like a gray or something.
Right.
Wow.
That's for special occasions. You don't want to bust out the grays,
Oh yeah. I had to do like this one show, and they go, man, it's like a Cuban gig. You have to dress up like all in white and this and that, white Vera and stuff.
Yeah.
I look at my closet. There's nothing white. And so I had to go steal one of my dad's Guayaberas. The Guayaberas are those how would you describe them? Just those white shirts. It's kind of that they wear like
in pockets.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I had to borrow one of his, or actually steal it. And then And then I had to go and buy like a pair of beige pants or something.
Yeah.
It was so awkward, Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even on the Maria show, that one time
Yeah.
they tried to dress me up like in some yellows and some real like almost like a canary color. And I guess the whoever was endorsing the show that day, sponsor I should say, was they had like jerseys and yellow and all that stuff, and they tried to put one on me.
Mm-hmm.
So Cedric, I mean the was trying to dress me up, and I was really a pain in the ass on that. I said, no, man, I'm not going to wear that, And I think I made him cry, I feel bad. Well, he's a sensitive guy, and so I think they ended up not putting me in the yellow one. They ended up putting me like some other god ugly color. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was hoping the camera would never catch me on that, and I would avoid the camera on that one.
Yeah. But you, to this day, you remember that yellow canary.
But but it's not. I mean, those are beautiful colors. I'm not knocking colors. It's like I don't know. Is there such thing like a chemistry unbalance of wear certain colors like that? I don't know. I just feel weird wearing that stuff. Maybe I don't get to really enjoy the color. To me, it's just like, I call it canary yellow, but I don't know. It could have been some other yellow.
Well, I mean, most people wouldn't paint their house lime green, but they might have a lime green car. So certain things are appropriate in their like, there's certain girls you wouldn't really want to wear, but like, you like them like on a sticky note or something.
That's why I painted my house black. Be on the safe side.
Yeah. So you mentioned your father's Guayabera. He would wear a lot of kind of, he had a lot of Guayaberas, and he was kind of forceful. But where did this dressed in simple black mentality emerge from, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I've wore white before. Yeah, I can't say I never did. And I wore red. And I wore red. But I mean, I see myself. No. But once my mom stopped dressing me, then I started wearing black. No. I don't know. It's just it's my go-to color and everything. I mean, I don't wear it to make a fashion statement or anything like that. It's just what it is, So,
I can dig it. Can we hear another song?
But gosh, man, I wasn't thinking you're gonna want me to play on that. I got to think again.
I'm putting you to work. I mean, what are you talking about? I'm putting you to work. Yeah, I gotta entertain you.
Let me see. Here goes. Man, I think what I'm doing now, I'm ruining my whole musical career. No one's gonna call me anymore. Thanks. Thank you, man.
What is family for? So I remember hearing a lot. So the reason I normally it says Matt Cedillo here, but I put Matthew Stephen Calderon Cedillo, put my full name here. So full disclosure to the audience, Joe is medical, and that's why I have all this inside information.
They're gonna think you're like
yeah, they're gonna think I'm like a stalker, like like an investigative reporter, this is an expose. Why do you wear black? But I remember you telling me when I was I remember you telling, not me, but you're telling everybody about when the stories about when you would travel to other countries and the bands would be really well promoted and everyone would love them. Then you come home and it was like this huge shock, or it would be like just from any, but even here in the States, from day to day, one day you'd be doing this, big concert, like and another day you'd be, doing shows and like, there's
Oh yeah, well,
billionaires.
yeah. Well, that's the nature of the beast there. The music. It's like, I mean, I remember who was I with? And the show was sold out, and then after that we came home all excited, and then my next gig when I had the next day was like some wedding or something.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I'm gonna send in a monkey suit, trying to tell the other guy, yeah, man, I just played Madison Square Garden last night, man, it was bad. I go, yeah, right, yeah. But hey, you know what? I got to play there and got to play some other good stadiums, and I don't knock him out. I just love to play. So whatever the gig is, it's what you got to do, man. Yeah.
Can you tell everybody a little bit about what it was like to play Madison? Most people don't get to do that. So can you tell us what Madison Square Garden's like a little bit? Like just last impressions?
It was exciting. It was, you sitting backstage, and where those famous musicians you would hang out and stuff like that. And then sound check. It's a great feeling. Because once you're up there and you're playing, and then the lights are on you, you can't really see out in the audience much because you're blinded by the lights. So it becomes more of a feeling of, the place is packed with people. You can feel it. You can hear they're applying for the artists and stuff. And you get off. You can get there from the energy that's put out that way. Because I remember doing other shows, there was little smaller stadiums, and friends would go, man, we're right in the front. Come here and say hi to us. I go, man, I can barely see in front of my feet, because the lights are going on, and it's bright up there. But I want to say it's a feeling that you don't forget. It's super feeling, just to feel the energy of thousands of people just applauding, and they might not be applying for you up there, but you're part of whatever the show is going on there. But there's like, when you come out, you hear a roar, a voice, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah,
I feel lucky that I was able to do that,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they may have been applauding for the quote unquote star attraction, but if you didn't do your part, they would have noticed,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd be applying differently. Get him out of there! Get him out of there!
Yeah, you would have felt a whole different energy, and I don't think you would have forgot that one either.
No. Oh, speaking of energy, I did a show, and I think we were in Peru. It was this band, this other group, and they were from Argentina, and we did a stadium, and I mean that was a cool feeling. I mean, we're on this bus, and we have police escort, the sirens on, the motorcycles in the front, going down the street, and you have all these other cars and people riding the bikes, and they're like looking in the window and trying to see who's in there, and you get to the show, the stadium's packed. Then after that, you're done with the show, and then they try to get you out, and the people are still sticking around, and then all of a sudden, the bus can't just tear out of there because you run over people, so it's got to go slow, and then the bus starts rocking because the people are pushing the bus. Then when they push it over, like, Rawr! And they go, that's a different type of love, man. I would imagine, I would think, what would happen if they actually did tip the bus over, tear everybody apart like cannibals. Yeah, those are yeah.
That's a crazy kind of love. So you are the only member of our family to have done the Lumas Fest and that kind of. I'm just kidding. So you did the Lumas Festival.
The Lumas Festival, yeah.
Yeah, tell us a little about the Lumas Festival. And who you got a chance to play, behind.
Oh, I got to play with some other artists playing guitar, and then I got a call to play with the famous poet. What's her name? I'm lousy with names. I'm sorry. You would know her. She was number one.
Wanda Coleman.
Coleman. Yes, her. Yeah, Wanda Coleman. And she calls me up and she goes, "Hey, just need to be doing some poetry and just need some music behind me." And so I go, "That's cool. Just improv behind her." And she had an idea of what kind of tunes that she wanted behind her, and then it's kind of like a Thelonious Monk type of groove. And, okay, I gotta pull that off on guitar. I can do it, and and so it was kind of that vibe, and that was really cool because I found myself listening to her, thinking of what I was playing, because her word was strong, and she was like, I was following it. It's like. I was sometimes I think like with poetry, it's that's a song in itself. It's some of these poets get a certain rhythm, a groove going, and it's yeah. It's like, I mean, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
But it's like it's music, man, to the ears. But she was I got to work with her well, before she passed away, of course. But I think she passed away like a year after we worked together and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's legendary stuff. Wanda Coleman is a highly respected person, not just in California, not just in LA, but throughout the nation. She
Okay.
really
Yeah.
seems one of the quintessential Los Angeles poets. Wanda Coleman.
Okay. And
You also had a chance to. I mean, I don't know. I may be wrong, and it's gonna be awkward. But didn't you also play with Luis Rodriguez?
who?
Luis Rodriguez?
Is he a poet?
Yeah, he's a Mexican guy, poet,
Yeah.
famous
Okay.
guy. Yeah.
I didn't back him up or anything. What happened there was I just got hired to play like solo guitar.
Yeah.
While between the poets would come up.
Yeah.
Between their started, and I got to do that a couple times, and that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Between the Jetsons cover and you forgetting Luis Rodriguez, you're gonna kill both our careers. Thanks, Theo.
Hey, we're only human. I see, but my excuse is I'm getting older, so I get to forget things. Not you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can use that excuse. Yeah. What'd you say?
So you have a new album coming out. You got a whole new album. You're on a label. It's you.
Yeah. I got lucky. I'm gonna do a plug, man. Look at that.
Yeah, it's time to plug. Yeah. Yeah. Totally transitioning into plug time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, I that all to make a long story short. This record. This is my first solo record. And I got asked by Jim Irvin. He owns a record company called Warrior Records, and I met him through Ed Roth, and when he saw me play with Chad Smith and Ed Roth, and we got along, and it's like, and we talked and stuff, and I think he liked what I was doing, and I got approached by them after a while, and they said, like to produce a record. So I said, okay, and then I, being that I've been through that many times, I really didn't throw it out there right away, because I was like, when they gave me the deal thing, it was like 4 years later I finally finished the record, and then out of the board, right? So I come out of the blue and I go, hey man, I finished my record, and I want you to hear it. And then one thing led to that. After that, the record company picked it up, and so it's this one here again. feel like I'm doing one of those commercials like back in the 60s, you know.
You are.
Yes, this does dishes too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's either that or like one of those like Life magazine commercials late at night, and it's like, "Baby, come back." You know, like that's kind of like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like that plus music. Yeah.
Little soundtrack to go with this. No, but it's out now, man. It's on Warrior Records, and it's it's all acoustic guitars. It's pretty organic. It's I got some good players on it. If I can do some plugs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got Bunny Brunel on bass. That guy's played with everybody from Chick to Herbie Hancock and blah 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 going on. Ed Roth, of course, incredible keyboard player. He's played with everybody too. Lalo Carrillo, another excellent bass player. There's another good story behind him too. But then and on drums, Martin Flores. Oh man, that guy's incredible. That guy's well, he was like the whole package all in one, you know. And so I when I wrote the songs, I just let these guys play on it, and it's like it just became what it is. I like it.
Yes.
And it's like, you know, it's not electric guitar, so it's all acoustic guitar, and it's organic sounding, and it's I don't know what you can call it. You can call it jazzy. You can call it earth. There's a variation of songs on there, man. You know, and you can get it everywhere. You can get on Amazon. You can get on Apple. You can get on any source. Yeah. Or you go to my website. Go to my website and get it.
Yeah. But you just used earth as an adjective and then didn't say anything else. I'm very curious to what your next word was going to be.
Oh, okay. Earth. Well, okay. Well, or earthly, or unearthly. Like an alien. It doesn't sound like it's from Mars. No, it's organically. I think earthly, or earth. I think organic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very, the nice version of earth.
Yeah, very salt of the earth, right? No. It's very.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good.
So I wrote all the songs and stuff, and actually the record came about because the title is We'll Be Together Again, and that's the main song on the record, which is like all it is just a drum and a guitar. And that song came about, I was like, when my mom passed away.
Yeah.
Went home and I wrote that song, and like many of my songs, I would write them and then just shuffle and then come back, you know. I got lots of tunes, and when I brought that song back to the record, I said, I'm gonna just call the record We'll Be Together Again, and have everything else fit around that concept. And all of a sudden I find this artwork, because you know, Allie, my daughter, she's the one who did the artwork on the record. And this one day she goes, "Hey Dad, look at this." And she was I guess she was at Otis in college. And she goes, and I go, "Oh, that is so cool. Let me check it out. Let me scan it." And so she gave it to me. And so I found that picture. I said, "Oh, this is the record cover. This is the record cover." I mean,
yeah.
So I gotta keep it in the family, right?
No, you know what? I should probably get Allie on this and get and Kristen too. So just so that people know that I'm, you know, this is not just where I'm. Nobody's doing anybody favors. Like my uncle is a world-class musician. I am something of a known whatever. Kristen,
you're very famous, sir.
My cousin Kristen is worked on music all over the place, and Alex is, you know, she's a musician in her own right. Has traveled up and down throughout the country, and also you know, a graduate of Otis, and she like makes like computer toys that can walk across rooms and stuff. It's come from a very creative family. So we have audience questions here.
Oh,
we have a question coming from Karina Acripais, and she asks, "Hi Joe. Thank you for serenading us tonight. Tell us about Chicano fans of hair bands. Were there lots of Chicanos in that scene?"
Yeah, but we changed our names. Seriously, you know, everybody would come up with their nicknames, whatever, to come up. I mean, at that time when we were playing, we had we actually were with Motley Crue, Rat, and that time period, right? At the Troubadour and the Whiskey, those places. And we were kind of one of the little bands that always played the circuit and stuff. It was a group called Viper, but there was a lot of groups, because at that time period there was a group called Armored Saint, and those guys, they were all Latinos in their group. I think majority, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, but what was the question again, man? I forget, man.
Oh, just if you were like by yourself, or if there was like more like you in the hairband era.
Oh yeah. Like I said, there was a handful of guys out there. There's a lot of people.
So then, more questions about hair and music. Hairband, and Mike Bravo asks, hairband as in hair, and you should get like one of those. Who's that football player? He's got a Head and Shoulders commercial. Like, you should. All right. Hairband is in hair metal. Hairband. Do you mean hair metal? There you go.
Hair metal. No, it was more of the hair bands were they're famous at that time were like Poison, Motley Crue. So those groups are not like Pandera, metal heavy like that. They were more like, I guess, because then you have the progressive rock going on too. But it was that's where that kind of fit in,
So you played, when you first got started, you played Louis, the 3/4 chords, and then as that you started getting into like maybe more like kind of popular rock music, but then you've made this transition over the years into jazz. When did that happen? When did you start getting more influence?
Well, jazz, whatever I thought was jazz back then, but I mean, because being a guitar player, you would hear everything from Paco de Lucia to John McLaughlin, Mahavishnu Orchestra, to Jeff Beck, to Jim Hall, Joe Pass. I mean, these guys were doing. And you think about it, it's a piece of wood with 6 strings on it, but they're all getting all these different sounds and all these different voices off of a piece of wood with 6 strings, And so that to me, I was always like so cool that you can get that instrument and do all that. And so when I was playing the rock and roll stuff, like I really dug it, but I would go home like after my gigs, and I would listen to even some like jazz saxophone player like Phil Jones. I mean, Phil Woods, or Jim Hall, is a guitarist, and Pat Martino. I love Pat Martino, but and I would listen to those guys, and then the gigs would come up. Then I had to put on my. That's a visual, huh? Then put on the rock and roll look, and then go and do that. And then go home and then listen to some jazz. To me, it's always been like, why not, right? I mean, it's sometimes I'll say I don't want to hear anything, man, and that's to me that's music, just silence.
Yeah. So Mike Bravo, he mentions that his uncle was an OG bass player for the band Suicidal Tendencies. The.
Oh yeah, shit. All right.
Yeah. And then he wants to ask a question. Even though you play particular genres, like he mentions jazz, blues, etc. Is there a Chicano musician scene of support? My uncle is punk ska oriented, but he works and rolls with hip hop artists too. So is there just kind of a general pool of people, or how does that work? Or is it more like based on genre? Like you play this and then,
That's a tough one. I don't have an answer for that, man. It's weird. I'm kind of confused on that one because the genre thing is like, what to make a living, you got to play what's happening at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So if all the bands were doing, suicide tendency songs and all that stuff, that this group called Picture This, and we were remember them, and that record was kind of like almost like, oh man, I don't know, it was pretty, because those guys were all punk rock. I think really heavy punk. It was a mixture of something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of weird. Like I'm scouring my memory bank, and I kind of remember your musical trajectory, the musical trajectory of your career, through a series of refrigerator magnets. Because magnet, and then I remember the Lava and the Hot Rocks, and I remember something called the Tim the Blung Project or something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, we had the greatest. Speaking of refrigerator magnets, we had all those, but there was more to it, Matt. There was more to it because we also had condoms with our pictures on them, and those went out. Those went out with with refrigerator magnets. Talk about talk about wacky stuff to do promotion.
Yeah.
But people would love that. They'd go like, "Oh my gosh, look at this," and of course,
you gotta stay safe out there.
That was that. But then magnets, yeah. Oh my gosh.
I bet you didn't expect to get interviewed about refrigerator magnets. That was probably
or condoms, yeah.
Well, you brought that up. I didn't. Everyone's gonna want to see this. It's like, mom's gonna want to see this. Jesus. All right. So let's
those are some crazy groups, man.
Yeah. So let's get back to the your album though. Can you play us a song from the album, or is that a lot to ask? I don't know.
No, actually the first song when we opened up today, that's like the song. It's called Rain. I'll play that again for you.
Yeah.
And it's let me see. Yeah, this was a song that was. Let me see. Here's one. Here's one that's kind of like on the record. Speaking of hair bands. So it was the one that goes. Something like that.
Something like that.
So that's my pseudo flamenco. So yeah, and then there's more to it, and it goes into some crazy souls and stuff. It's that song is called Oso Mugroso.
Oso Mugroso.
For all you Latin people out there, you know what an oso is, and you know what mugroso is, and but also it's oh so mugroso. It's
okay.
Get it now?
Yeah.
I don't know if we have enough time, but the story, I'll get quick.
Yeah,
the story behind that one was my daughter. She had a little white stuffed bear, and she called it oso, a little white oso, a white bear, and also with time with the kids, you know how kids, they put the bears in their mouth and then pull the nose off, and the bear goes through whatever. Well, after when she kind of she kind of outgrew it. The thing was dirty, mugroso. So it became, oh, it's oso mugroso, and so that's how that song came about.
That's fantastic.
Every song has a story behind it, right?
Every song, yeah. This is the behind this behind the music, the Hillside Village sessions. You know.
Hillside Village. All right, Wolfman Jack, Hillside Village special. Wow.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I really appreciate you taking your time to speak with us today. Can you tell us a little bit about what if you could give us a little bit of advice for people who are in creative industries and people who are just creative in general, for like how to, like, you mentioned we got to keep saying, we gotta keep working. So can you talk a little bit about what you've been up to and how you have remained productive in this time?
Well, first of all, you probably already know that's a weird question, but you probably already know that what you want to do. So I mean, if you're going to be a musician or an artist, no one's going to tell you that you're not going to be one, because you already know deep down inside that that's what you want to do. And this, I know, I and that's what I'm going to do. And I said, so I had to learn like a bunch of different styles of playing so I can work. In other words, like wear a bunch of different hats, right? So when I was in college, I studied music, and I wanted to be a musicologist. And so I said, okay, well, I'm going to learn how to play all these instruments. And so you learn. Everything was music. So I said, okay, well, if I'm not playing, what can I be doing? Okay, I could be an engineer, recording. So I learned how to do that stuff too. A jazz gig, if I'm playing a blues gig, I play that. But it's being a guitar player, we're lucky that we can bounce around, like go in there and give me a blues guitar tone, rock out that, or just get a clean jazz tone, And I would say, man, do it. Just if your heart says do it, do it. It's like you're gonna be happy. I mean, I got buddies of mine that we were all playing together, all successful in what they're doing, and they did, but it's like, oh man, I should have stuck it out with music. Well, they don't talk that way, but
That's the voice of regret.
Yeah, sure.
It's the gravelly voice of regret. I had dreams.
It's a journey. It's a journey, and it can be a fun one, man. And honestly, you love what you're doing, then you're not doing anything wrong, man.
Yeah.
I mean, best of luck to everybody, because there's millions of great players out there now.
Yeah. So we'll drop the links below, but where can people find your work again one last time? And yeah, where can they find your work? Where they can buy the CD? And where can they find out about what's next in the world of Joe Calderon?
Yeah, go to my website, www.calderonius, CALDERONIUS.com, and that has a link of places you can go, and send you to Amazon, send you to wherever the link's at, and you can hear some tracks there. And then on the bonus thing of that, there's another record I have on there that I did a collaboration with some other guys. It was called this CGB, Calderon Gibson Brock Project. Really great stuff, great players on that too. And it's a flute player. And it's more like trippy jazz, but it's it's like ECM label stuff. So if you know what ECM, record style of music, you can buy that one there too, and good for meditating too. I should put a disclaimer on that record. It says, "Do not drive heavy machinery while listening to the CD."
Yeah. Well, Joe, I really appreciate you taking the hour to talk with us, and send everyone my best. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Peace, everybody.